Jackie Holmes from University Hospitals of Birmingham. Jackie, just want to introduce yourself and give a bit of background.
Yeah, so my name's Jackie, one of the senior physio team leads for healthcare of older people. I've been working at Queen Elizabeth Hospital within UHB for about 4 years now, and yeah, really enjoy what I do.
Brilliant, thanks Jackie. So we're here today to talk about the Reconditioning Games and our mission to recondition the nation following the pandemic, and to build on some of the work that was done before the pandemic around understanding deconditioning, not just in older people but in all age groups. Why wasn't you got involved, and how did it all start for you?
So I attended a British Geriatric Society conference back in September of this year, and one of the workshops going on there was around sedentary behaviour, and they introduced this concept of the reconditioning games to the audience. Tried to get us thinking about one thing that we could take away and try and implement within our service. And I kind of kept an eye out for them when the Reconditioning Games kind of came into play in November, and kept up to date with all the different things that were going on and trying to promote this. The idea that I came up with after that workshop was a movement board, which you'd put up at the bed space of each patient on your ward, and it was almost like a tick sheet for promoting normal routine, getting up out of bed in the morning, sitting out for lunch and dinner, moving, whether that be doing a bit of exercise yourself or getting up and mobilising to the bathroom rather than just staying in the bed. And the aim is that it kind of prompts ward staff and the patients themselves to kind of take a bit of accountability and tick some of those things off throughout the day. Hoping that just, something really easy, just like starting a conversation, oh, did you get out of bed, and sit in your chair, would be kind of something that they'd then remind themselves to get up and move a bit. And so we implemented that on one of the wards, and people are getting on board with it. It's an easy kind of tick with a whiteboard pen behind the bed boards, and yeah, we're just trying to get people moving a bit.
Brilliant. But, so it sounds like you've got some early ideas starting off there. Have you any other projects or other ideas that you've got at the moment happening or planned?
Yeah, so as well as kind of promoting movement through the movement board, we've got exercise classes which we used to run before the pandemic, and obviously with kind of social distancing and the pressures on ourselves during the pandemic, they kind of took a back seat. So we're really keen to try and get those up and running again, and the Reconditioning Games was quite a good kind of push for us to start that. So we're setting up kind of exercise groups within the bays on the ward, getting patients to sit out in their chairs. If they can get dressed into their own clothes, then that's even better, and just doing some simple seated exercises. If they do have to stay in the bed, then we've got some bed exercises, and for those that can stand safely, we can do some standing exercises. So that's another kind of big project that we're going to try and roll out across a number of our wards. And again, really positive. Patients really enjoy it, get a bit of music going. It's quite a nice kind of environment to just move a little bit more again. And then moving away from the patients, we're also looking at staff and how they can move a bit more and promote more activity throughout the day, in and out of work. When I moved into my team lead role, was very kind of focused on mental health and well-being following the pandemic. I think it highlighted a lot of issues within staff. So exercise is one of my ways to kind of manage my mental health, and I wanted to give people in my team the opportunity to use that as well. So trying to promote kind of increasing your step count in a sort of competition, taking the stairs rather than just the lift. And every month we're doing kind of like a morning or a lunchtime where we do a little competition between ourselves, press ups, sit ups, squats, as a kind of mini Olympic games. Got little medals and things for incentives, and yeah, again, the staff really enjoy that, and I think amongst us physios, we're quite competitive, so yeah, it seems a good way to get people.
This is a great one. We're hearing this quite a bit about the staff's well-being and their own mental health, and how engaging something which, you know, a little bit of fun on the surface, but it has a serious message, but it plays into the values of you as professionals and staff. How have you found, you know, not just from your own team, but broader teams across the wards, how are they connecting with the games? Are you feeling like it's going down well? Or?
Yeah, I think it has been predominantly sort of the therapy staff, just because we've kind of led the way, but the wards are really kind of on board with the ideas, and I think pushing the fact that it can have a knock-on effect on things like length of stay, discharging, reducing the amount of care and therapy needs on discharge because we've maintained their mobility and their functional status in the hospital. I think all those kind of benefits of getting up and moving is what kind of attracts people to want to do it. There's a lot of talk obviously about how stretched the staff are, and actually thinking of tiny little things that we can just incorporate into our day is a lot easier to get on board with than, you know, a big project of, okay, we need this amount of people out of hospital. And so I think something fun, like you say, and something that is easy to get on board with, that's what's kind of engaging people at the moment.
Yeah, we had many discussions through the summer really about, and there's conversation about how this connects to various initiatives, and we've always said this doesn't connect to anything in particular. This connects very much, the only thing it does connect to is patients' harms, reducing deconditioning. So what's next for you? You know, you've got the movement board, you've started to connect with the wards. Where do you see this going? So
I think over the next couple of months we want to try and get more people involved from a therapy point of view. So we work closely with obviously like occupational therapists, dietitians, speech and language therapists, and even though their kind of role isn't particularly around movement, there are so many ways that they can kind of promote it within their day-to-day roles as well. And I think the emphasis on kind of that normal daily routine can feed into a lot of their roles too. You know, eating, drinking, staying hydrated means that they can then move more, they feel a bit more alert to do so. So I think, yeah, bringing those guys in, coming up with a few more ideas. Luckily in this on this site we have rotational staff, so our band 5s and 6s rotate through the department, so new people, new ideas coming through on rotation in healthcare of older people, and I think if the ideas that we've implemented so far do demonstrate that they're effective and people are enjoying it, and the nursing staff are on board and the patients are enjoying it, then I'd love to be able to kind of put this out to the rest of the wards across the site, across the trust, and just really promote these little things that we can do day to day.
And it is often the little things, isn't it? I mean, this is a big organisation, and I think for the people who are watching this, who may be struggling a little bit in terms of getting things moving, this is not about trying to do it all in one go, is it? It's about having those small steps and then see where it goes afterwards. In your experience so far in setting this up, what would be some of your other sort of top tips for people if they were looking to embark on something similar?
Yeah, so again, I'd reiterate, start small. Simple things like base it around sort of your routine for the patients and getting them out of bed, getting them eating sat upright, and then incorporate different things into that, something that's really easy that can just be an addition to what's already being done. I would use social media, there's so many ideas out there, and a lot of positivity around it and positive results, so you could get loads of ideas to try and implement. Just get your whole team together, whether that's, you know, therapists, nurses, the medical teams, and, you know, amongst all of you there'll be an easy way to get people moving. And I think promoting staff engagement in terms of like a little bit of competition and different activities that they can get involved in. If we maintain the mental health and well-being of our staff, we're then in the best place to deliver the best care to our patients. So I think that needs as much attention as our patients do as well. Yeah, I think just start small.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the other point you made there, which to draw out, is it's the making it part of the normal. Just for business as usual. This is just what we do now. Getting patients up and moved, dressed, encouraging staff to get to be a bit more active if they're got an opportunity. But so it doesn't become a thing, doesn't become an initiative that maybe goes away at some other point. And by the time we get to the end of the games around about May time, it becomes just normal, just what we do.
Yeah.
I think those are the key messages that I'd like to draw out from what you just said. But thanks, Jackie, for your time. It's been really fascinating. I love the work you've been doing here. I love the way you use social media as well, just to get the message out there. Social media isn't always for everybody, but I think it's another way of trying to get that message out and encourage people to get involved. Looking forward to some more medals coming in for you and get those shared around. And hopefully we'll catch up with you in a few months maybe when you've got some more results and we can get updates on what you've been up to.
Yeah,
Thanks
sounds good. No, thank you.
Cheers.